YouTube says it has had enough of vaccine misinformation on its site.
And false stories from phony sites to run circles around major news outlets.
Many people don't know the difference between something real and something created to deceive them.
Open your eyes.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Somebody over on the website at callforanuprising.com shared this article that was written back in May. And I just felt the need to read it to everybody because I couldn't stop laughing over just how ridiculous this stuff is with censorship, as well as the mindset of these people who think that they're doing good, being literal pricks, being total 1984 tattletales, when they're actually tattling on people who are trying to help them wake up to everything that's going on, because these people are so stupid. They put all their trust in a government who literally wants to see them murdered. So this article is exactly the reason why, for most of you that don't know, that I upload on a bunch of different channels with different names. Never before have we heard of YouTubers. You might have heard somebody in the past, you're like, where is he? Let me go find him again. I want to see what he's talking about now, a year or two later, right? Where they actually have to rebrand themselves. I have like 10 different channel names just within the last year, which I could read off verbatim, but I'm not going to because I don't want them to figure out where I am. However, I will temporarily leave the links below in the comment section and in the description area. So if you're at this point in the video, you might as well check down there now and click on those and subscribe if you want my new content on everything going on in Israel, everything else going on, because I can't leave them up for too long, because then these low-life flamers come and flag them. But listen to this article. It's absolutely hilarious. March 27, 2023 saw the 129th mass shooting of the year so far in the U.S., prompting conspiracy theorists to claim that the government is manufacturing a civil war, latching on to the latest tragedy in Nashville, Tennessee, which I did a walkthrough on, where you could literally see that no bullets were even fired because there was no bloods on the victims on the body cam footage from the police. But that's not enough for these people to actually see with their own eyes to realize this stuff is staged. They couldn't believe that anybody would be behind it because they don't believe that these secret societies, which are in their towns, which you could literally see in your town, are actually up to the antics that they're up to. Why would they be, right? Why would they be? Oh, I don't know, world control, domination, controlling the wealth, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and this isn't things that psychopaths strive for. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, latching on to the latest tragedy, enable conspiracists to push various narratives suggesting that the New World Order is taking over and attempting to start a civil war. And there is a secret plot to eradicate Christianity, and that the shooting which took place was one of many false flag operations, among others. This alone makes for grim content, yet it only scratches the surface of the conspiracy spread by one specific YouTube account, A Call for an Uprising. Discovering the channel A Call for an Uprising and diving down a rabbit hole of anti-Semitic conspiracies was not the expected outcome of viewing. I just love, by the way, how we have this term anti-Semitic. All that term means is that you can't question Jewish people. So you can't go through their books, even though their books talk about murdering and mass genocide. You can't go through their books and point out what's in it. You're automatically anti-Semitic. And these people who are programmed to write articles like this, they can't get their tiny, minuscule brains to actually understand and comprehend what's going on. Now, what we're dealing with right now is also a massive dumbing down and separation of the church, which I talk about on my other channels, with everything going on over in Israel. This is all part of the plan, and of course, these are the people who are behind this so-called global conspiracy, which isn't a conspiracy, it's a fact. And you could go through the stuff I've just been recently talking about with Albert Pike and World War III, or any of the videos over on the website at callforanuprising.com, where you can see how staged this is. This is a staged war. This is straight up genocide on civilians, and this is what's happening around the world with the governments. They have gone rogue on the people, and now they're enacting mass global genocide, and they're blaming one another for it, and everybody believes it. It's total bullcrap. So I wouldn't expect an idiot like this who wrote this article to actually understand, because this person doesn't have a brain. If you actually did some type of surgical procedure to open his head up, you would probably find a combination of vomit and diarrhea inside of his head. And of course, this is just another perfect example of what we're living among in this society where we need men to be men and rise up. We're dealing with little tattletale farts like this guy who doesn't have a pair of balls between his legs. He's got nothing down there. He doesn't even have a vagina, probably. He probably just has a Ken doll down there. He has absolutely nothing. And this is what we're living amongst. Total pointless wastes of life who will be obliterated by what's coming. And people like us won't even blink or care because these people serve no purpose on this earth. And they'll enjoy the rest of eternity in hell. So let me continue on. Is that a little harsh? Too soon? Maybe. I don't think so. Discovering the channel A Call for an Uprising, diving down the rabbit hole of anti-Semitic conspiracies was not the expected outcome of viewing a live reaction stream by user Moist Critical on Twitch. It sounds like a real winner. Moist Critical on Twitch. In December 22, the streamer was hosting a reaction stream in which viewers send video recommendations, which the streamer then views live and react. So talk about a total waste of time. Oh, can you watch this and react for me? Oh, no thought process whatsoever. So watching one of my videos, I guess he was crapping on it because he can't comprehend what's going on. Thus, these people only have channels and only make money because they have to use content like mine, which actually involves research and work. And then they get paid by their loser subscribers who throw money at them so that they could review and make fun of videos like mine. And it just shows how stupid these people are. So often when genuine harmful conspiracy content is found in these streams, it tends to be from smaller YouTube channels. However, when one chat member recommended a channel called A Call for an Uprising, it warranted a closer look. At the time, a user mentioned one of Call's videos in the chat, which swiftly closed by the streamer after it turned out to be a transphobic rant. What's transphobic? Excuse me? Oh, phobic, as if anybody's afraid of trans people or gay people. Okay, let's take the word phobic off of it. You might say that some of us don't agree with it or like the people because they're psychopaths. Nobody really likes people who are completely unhinged psychopaths. So phobic? No, nobody's afraid of you. You wish that people were afraid of you. You really seem to. I would probably bulldoze you by breathing or coughing on you. I probably could knock you completely unconscious. So I wouldn't say phobic is the type of word I'd use. A further investigation of the channel by Logically Facts. I love how this website pretends like it's got credibility. Oh, it's Logically Facts. Anybody who sees this title should realize it's logically not true, whatever this moron is saying. But Logically Facts, I love how they talk too. This is Tavistock at work. They talk as if they follow the patterns of like CNN and all these news outlets, and they try to talk and write the same exact way. And what, you think people don't notice how pathetically desperate you are by trying to act? Further investigation of the YouTube channel Logically Facts has uncovered rampant anti-Semitism, transphobia, and all kinds of conspiratorial beliefs. Oh, a further investigation? What'd you do? Put your thumb up your ass? And then go over to my channel and then flag all the videos and not understand a single thing that I said. And then you saw the fact that I was questioning what's in certain books that are taught in the temple. And it got you so butthurt that you were doing a further investigation. What, in your mom's bed? Were you in your bathroom or the bedroom you grew up in your parents' home? Is that where the investigation took place? Although Call's conspiracy theorizing is not unique, it was one of the bigger channels on YouTube promoting conspiracies as interconnected and had traction. Some of the more recent conspiracy theories found on the channel include the claim that the earthquake in Turkey in February was an operation by the U.S. and caused by the Alaska-based high-frequency active auroral research program, HAARP, a theory that has been consistently disproved. Has it? How has it been disproved? Just by saying that, oh, it's not that? That's the way these people disprove it. They go, it's not that. Disproved, fact-checked. Oh, okay, thanks, moron. These people are just literally useless eaters. They are just literally pointless. And look, these people are going to die in what's coming because these people are unprepared and they expect the government to take care of them, and they're not. It's really just war from the government's waging war on the civilians, and there's civilians who are going to survive what's coming, these waves. This guy, doubtful that he's going to survive. So let's just look at that for a second, because when I covered the thing in Turkey, I lost a channel at that time as well for exposing it completely for what it was, especially when you saw the formation in the sky, which looked a lot like the formation of HAARP when they shoot up into the ionosphere. It was exactly the same thing, and then boom, earthquakes, right? But this guy's brain can't wrap around it because he doesn't have one. So the channel also claimed train derailments in Ohio and elsewhere were planned events and government-waged chemical warfare. These claims have been debunked widely. Oh, again, just throw the word debunked out there. Please explain. Can somebody ask one of these fact checkers, could you explain the word debunked? We'd all love for you to explain the word debunked. Oh, debunk means you don't agree with it, so thus it's debunked, right? Well, I don't agree with you, so I'm going to debunk your claim of actually being a man or a human. Okay, it's been debunked because clearly by your behavior, we could tell you're not a man at all. And part of the reason this world is falling apart is because of little tattletale, what's the word that we should use? Flamers, fudgebackers like this. And it gets better, by the way, with this article. This is why we're in the mess we're in. So all of the stuff has been proven true. In Ohio, the chemical warfare is going on. The planes crashing into food manufacturing plants. Yeah, these are all coincidences too. Call frequently asserts that crises and disasters are psyops or false flag operations, including the Waco siege in 93. Which, yes, I've covered that many times. The Oklahoma City bombing in 95, which I actually haven't really covered. And more recently, the Nashville school shooting. These conspiracies frequently arise but are baseless claims that the Uvalde shooting in 2022 was a false flag were comprehensively debunked. Infamous conspiracy theorist and InfoWars host Alex Jones owes approximately $1.5 billion to the families of the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting after claiming it was a hoax and being successfully sued in response. So anybody with a brain knows that that was part of the operation, having Jones go to court. It was just a fear tactic. The rest of us are supposed to be afraid that we're going to get sued for having an opinion, when if Jones was actually credible, he would have went into the courtroom and said, well, I didn't believe what I saw in the news because the pictures looked unreal. All the stuff they showed us looked unreal. The fact that that was like a pop-up town was pretty unreal. The fact that the father was just the duping delight all over the place was like unlike anything we had ever seen before. And, Jones just bowed down and cowered down. It was supposed to be some intimidation factor for the rest of us. But if that was me and I went to court, I'd make a spectacle of it. So there's my warning to them if they ever want to take me to civil court. No problem. I'll put the whole system on trial. How's that? I'll prove the fact that the courts are run by the bagels or whatever you want to call them. We know who they are. We know that this entire thing is a charade, and COINTELPRO agents have been put in place to use fear tactics like what Alex Jones went through for the rest of us so that we sit there and be silent and compliant, which is not going to happen. I'll go to court and I'll say, well, no, the simple fact is I didn't believe it. And I'd like to see actual evidence other than you rolling the actors back in and dusting them out of their coffin so that they could sit there and pretend like they're still emotionally upset when all it was a massive gun grab and a sympathy, these sympathy events that the suckers like this guy believe. And they don't have a clue about any of it. And the Uvalde shooting was just another one. Anyway, Call has also spread conspiracies and disinformation about COVID, vaccines, 5G, and climate change. All of which have been proven true, by the way. Even beforehand, I had covered COVID before and the vaccines before and the 5G before the outbreak, proving that it was part of a plan to have some mass outbreak so they could get a certain something into people's bodies. So that was another reason they had to wipe my channels out, was for that reason. Because people were actually finding the old videos and going, how did this guy know? Because all of us knew, and the rest of those people who knew as well are off the internet because they've run them off too. The only difference is that I'm not going anywhere, and little flamers like this guy aren't going to stop me. That's for sure. He wants to do a deep dive into me. I'll do a deep dive into him. All of this forms a part of a bigger, broader issue in online spaces where conspiracy theories or disinformation bleed through and stretch across different online platforms. These platforms possess different modes of viewer interaction and methods of content moderation, allowing conspiracies to be more widespread, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to read a little bit more because it's literally like a 3-page article, and I don't want to bore you to death. I just thought it was so funny that people need to see this just so you can be, just to prove like how right we are. And this is the stuff they put out there, and they waste hours on end, these people, because this guy's probably living in his parents', he's probably doesn't even have his own room at his parents' house. He probably sleeps in a tent on his parents' floor in their bedroom, but he goes on to say, listen to this. Content moderation online faces various issues, and conspiracy theorists constantly adapt and change to work around the restrictions of large social media platforms. Each platform has different moderation challenges and policies, and the situation with Call showcases some of the limitations and issues with moderation. Well, I'm going to constantly adapt, and I'm never going to lose, and you're never going to take my speech away unless you cut my tongue out. But these are people who are advocating for free speech to be censored because they don't agree with the speech. In other words, they're giant pussies. Excuse my French. That's what they are. And they'll never lose, and that's not me being an egotistical person. I will not lose to an algorithm, nor will I lose to little mama's boys, little pansy asses like this guy. Excuse my French. Let me continue, because these are the types of people that cause me to have to do all this extra stuff and give me a headache and waste my time and waste your time too, making you have to sub to other channels, making you have to sit through ridiculous videos, which he even mentions in here. So I'll get into that right now. So He goes on to say a Call for an Uprising channel had over 500,000 subs with average viewership per video around 40 to 50,000 and was only banned by YouTube in March 2023, despite being active in spreading harmful conspiratorial content for 7 years. And counting, asshole. Before his main account ban, his routine spreading of misinformation and harmful content was addressed in videos by other YouTubers over the years. Logically Facts spoke to one, Hannah Reloaded, to get a better understanding. Hannah told Logically Facts, I love how they talk like, we spoke with somebody else, like this is a news show we're watching. It's some lowlife posting on a stupid website. But, oh yeah, let's get credible information from Hannah Reloaded. May I note, Hannah Reloaded was born a man, not much of one be it, but was born a man, is in the process of having its dick removed so it could pretend to be a woman. But that's a credible source. Let's ask a literal psychopath who wants to bobatize itself what its opinion is on a person who actually is sane and has critical thought. Oh, he's dangerous. Why am I dangerous? Because I'm against you cutting off your dick? Oh, you mean I'm sane and you're insane. So this person already automatically just loses credibility as if he had any in the first place. But he goes on to say, Hannah told Logically Facts that while Call's subscriber and viewership count was high, she suspects it's he. Now, we can put quotations around the word he because this isn't a man at all, never was one. It's just a very, it's somebody who was born with a very small penis who wants to transition to a woman. But I guess we shouldn't call it a man. So we'll call it a boy or a child. So this child suspects the viewer count was likely inflated by bots. Call is a website and forum, but as Hannah pointed out, while this was boosted and coordinated viewership, the number of people on the forum is significantly lower than the viewer counts on his channels, illustrating that bots are another part of the moderation problem. So that just confirms that Hannah here, Hugo, that's the real name, and the low-life psychopaths who cut their private parts off have paid to join the website so they can see how many people are in the forum. Now, they want to believe that there's not a lot of people there, but there are actually a good amount of people there. Now, there's not 50,000 people there, but that's perfectly fine. I can't expect 50,000 people to sign up. Now, the fact that they're claiming it's bots is just how bitter they are that 50,000 people watch every single video that I upload, but that's the truth of the matter. That's what's most frustrating about it is I keep losing a lot of the subs. But that doesn't mean I'm going to quit or get discouraged because if you build it, they will come. And people continue to come back. And even with 20,000 subscribers on some of these channels, I still get 15,000 views per video where these people have 50,000 subs and can't even get 2,000 views a video. So they're just obviously jealous, rightfully so. They should be. Because they don't have brains and nobody wants to hear what they have to say. So they want to make sure people like me are taken down because they can't stand the fact that people actually are like-minded like me and want to hear my content. But those aren't bots, okay? You can't get 50,000 views from a bot or everybody would have a channel and get 50,000 views. And it's proven that all my channels get a larger percentage of views than any of the other channels that have those amount of subs because people want to watch my content. So I'll finish up with some of this stuff here. Hannah told Logically Facts that while Call subscriber viewership was high, expect it's likely bots. Forbes reports that 66% of all links on Twitter are shared by bots. And then he goes on to say this, evading content moderation. Conspiracy theorists often avoid content moderation policies or bans by creating alternate accounts, which are backups promoted on a user's main channel. Logically Facts noted that Call ran at least 8 alts alongside his main channel. According to Hannah, some of these channels initially avoid conspiracy content. For example, one pretended to be a gaming channel. While some of Call's channels focused on gaming content, another pretended to be a trans content creator. Oh, that was a good one. Although used to reinforce transphobic stereotypes. That's right. And there'll be plenty more tattletales. Plenty more. In fact, you're inspiring me to create another one today. YouTube's system works in such a way that advertisers bid to have their content shown on channels with the right hashtags to reach a monetization threshold. Call creates these gaming channels, then switches back to conspiracy content as soon as he's hit that threshold. Hannah stated that he has done this at least 4 or 5 times, try 50. However, these alternate channels get banned as soon as they hit about 80K subs. In March, alongside his main channel, banned. Most of the alternate channels had also been deleted. Oh, looks like you forgot this one. And this channel will only be up, this video will only be up for a few days. So, good luck. And even if it goes down, I don't care. I have a list of people who are subscribed and I'll just send them a mass email and they'll know where to find me. That's what the free videos tab is on the website, in case anyone's wondering if you want to sign up. I mean, can we just look at that for a second though? I mean, can we really just look at what this moron just said? I mean, he's saying that I'm creating gaming channels and switching back to conspiracy content. I mean, that to me is a conspiracy. Okay, can he prove that? Can this man prove it in court that I'm creating gaming channels and then switching back? That is a conspiracy theory, and I'm going to fact check that. Okay, let me fact check. Oh, that is true. Oopsies. And they're not just gaming channels. There's a lot of other funny content on there, which exposes these psychopaths. So anyway, Call also uses a self-destruct approach to uploading content, where upload videos are deleted a few days after publishing. A tactic often used by QAnon creators to avoid violations and policies on YouTube and remain undetected. Oh, you mean QAnon, the CIA operation, which was created so that they could run all YouTube channels like mine off the internet and have an excuse to do so because they said they were extremists, etc., etc.? You mean the same QAnon that was created at Pizzagate because I specifically was probably the main person to expose Pizzagate day in and day out for months on end, doing 12-hour live streams on Pizzagate? So after what happens with Pizzagate, oh, people realize what's going on, a mass awakening starts to occur, they roll in QAnon so they could suck these people into QAnon, lead them in the wrong direction, but also get all their information, etc., so they could put them on a list and target these people who are realizing that there's pedophiles walking among us. So he says the tactic aims to game the platform's rules by removing content that violates policies before it can be found and cause channel suspensions. In Call's case, his channel would often look dead and inactive, oh, like this one, or recently reactivated with, at most, 1 or 2 recent videos visible before deleting the videos 5 days later, thus evading detection. Call's tactics hint at a broader problem of adaptism. Yeah, we've got ones that could see and adapt. While he is not unique, his situation shows how a conspiracy theorist online continuously adapt strategies, and I'll continue to. I'll never lose to a computer. I'll change the language, which is also something else I've done over the years and continue to do. So I can continue on. This is like 10 paragraphs where he's complaining about my tactics. Yeah, this guy's currently sitting at home. He's probably got Sonic the Hedgehog up on his video screen. He's probably laying in Cheetos with a belly pouched out like a pregnant woman. And this is what we call men. This guy's name is Aaron Williams. Yeah, that's not a fake name. Okay, this is the tactics. I'm showing you this. This is the tactics these losers use. So for people out there who are like, Call, where have you been, etc. Well, this is what I've been dealing with. So I have tons of channels. Not one, tons of channels. And some of them are linked below now. So subscribe to those channels if you haven't yet, if you want my new content. And this is what we all have to do to ban these tattletale 1984 little losers who are not real men. But we'll continue to do it. We'll deal with the stress of having to do it, how annoying and irritating. It's like somebody pinching you, over and over all day long. But that's perfectly fine, okay? And they love to claim that bots and all that. So yeah, bots. That's why I could just get 30,000 people to a channel immediately. I mean, these people are just complete losers. That's what they are. And I'm showing you this to show you this is what we all deal with in order to get the truth out. This is why a lot of your favorite content creators are no longer around. And you can't blame them for no longer posting. Because who wants to put up with this? It's annoying. But I do, because I was built for this. I was built to combat dweebs and men who claim to be women and cut their dicks off. Okay? I'm not intimidated, okay, by any of these people. I'm certainly not going to grow weary or tired or depressed over them, even though they live a depressed life where they're so psychotic they think they're a different gender. Nope. I'll continue to outsmart the algorithm. Okay, what are they going to do? They're like, he's ban evading. Let's take him to court. Oh, yeah, I would love that. It's not humanly possible, but I would love to get taken to court. And then every time they put in something like, oh, can you give us your license? Can you give us this? Oh, can we scan his voice? Oh, he could do things to alter all of that? Yeah, he can. Yeah, oh, I can't get somebody to take a picture of themselves for me? Give them $20 so that I can get around YouTube's security to make new channels where they want your picture. Oh boy, they can't believe I'm outsmarting this ridiculousness. All it is them trying to irritate you to make you quit. It's gang stalking tactics, and it's not going to work, and it's never going to work. So I would love you to. They actually think like it's against the law to ban evade on YouTube. They're like, this is against the. Can you believe he's doing this? Yeah, I can't believe he is doing it. Is it against the law? No, it's not. What's actually against the law is what YouTube's doing, taking away people's free speech, right? And then using all these manipulative Chinese tactics like saying it's harmful, it's terrorism, et cetera, et cetera. And these idiots believe it. So take me to court, YouTube. I'd love to just open a can of worms on how you discriminate against Christians, how you discriminate against anybody who has a difference of opinion. And then you say we're extremists when we openly say we're not calling for violence on anybody in the videos. So you would have no case whatsoever. And all you would do is expose yourself. And you would probably help my platform out, my audience. And then I would just tell them how I have to make new channel names, et cetera, et cetera. And then I'll use some of your tactics and I'll say, it's made me so depressed and it's hurt my mental health. Oh, the people feel bad for me. Oh, they don't feel bad for me. Of course not, because they only feel bad for people who are born in in the wrong body because these people are complete psychopaths, and the people out there who simp for them are complete psychopaths too. I thank everybody for being here. Sub to the other channels now. I'm only leaving them linked up for a little bit. And while they're there, make sure you sub, and then I'll take them down by the end of the day and rinse and repeat. That's how you get away from ban evasion. Always will. Okay? Thanks. Bye.